Jacob, in Israel, and you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, is the beginning of it, which is what the kingdom of heaven, which shall be what established on earth as it is in heaven. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. You see that? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So that is the kingdom which is to be set up next. So the extended leg, so the Roman Empire, shall I say, and the extended leg of the Roman Empire is ruled by who, according to the scriptures? Esau. You see that? And the kingdom that shall come next, that shall be an everlasting kingdom that shall stand forever, according to the scriptures, will be who? Jacob. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, kingdom, which is what? The kingdom of heaven, which shall be what? Established on earth. Where we shall do things on earth as they are done in heaven. You see that? This Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah of heaven, set up a kingdom. So in the days of what kings? In the days of the kings of Esau. He's the one, the so-called YT man, he's the one that has rulership right now. So in his days, in his final days of his kingdom, when it is partly strong and partly weak, when they are divided, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah shall set up a kingdom. And this is why you have the prophets out here on the streets. Yeah, we have come to spiritually set up the kingdom before it physically happened. You see that? And how are we setting up the kingdom? By coming out to the highways and the byways, placing videos up on the internet to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. To wake up Jacob. For once again, for the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob that follows. You see that? And God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So yeah, the kingdom shall not be left to other people. You see that? You hear that, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American? You hear that, you bugged out Christian? You antichrist? They think the kingdom of heaven is for all nations, and all nations going to grab hands and be walking and skipping and hopping through the tulips and the roses, blowing kisses to each other in the kingdom of heaven? No. The kingdom shall not be left to another people, man. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is for Yasharallah, Israel, man. You see that? The kingdom shall not be left to another people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. And it shall stand forever. Yeah, it's going to break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. And shall stand forever. That is the kingdom of heaven, man. Hey, man. Break it in pieces, these other nations, man. You see that? Bringing them down low, man. You see that? Oppressing them, man, as they have oppressed us. And our kingdom shall stand forever, man. An everlasting kingdom. You see? Verse 45. For as much as thou sawest that the one stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain. Yeah, the dream is certain. You see that? Yeah, and the dream is certain, man. Ain't no defeating these prophecies. You see that? You bugged out Christian. You antichrist. Ain't no defeating these prophecies, man. The movie is going to play out how the movie is stated to play out, man. But whether you can get it, like it, love it, believe it, or not, man. You see that? It's going to play out. So no amount of, oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all promoting hate. Shut your simple ass up, man. No, we are promoting the truth of the scriptures. You see that? We are promoting the truth of the scriptures. This is what we are doing. We are telling you simpletons what's about to happen and what's about to come, man. And you can't change it up, man. No matter how much you try to come up against us, speak against us, hey, the fact remains that this place that you call America, which is Babylon the Great, is going to get removed out the way. And NATO and EU, which you know it as, which is the beast in the scriptures, is about to get moved out the way. And this damn Roman Empire and the extended leg of the Roman Empire is about to be moved out the way, and a new kingdom is about to be set up. And that kingdom shall rule forever. And that kingdom is the kingdom of what? The kingdom of Israel, man. You see that? Which shall stand forever. In Israel, Yasharallah are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, man. That's who's gonna rule next. And our wicked ass brother, all right, who you know is the YT man, which is Esau, Edom, Idumea, the Grecians, the Chaldeans. You see that? The modern day Egyptians, the modern day Chaldeans, his ass is about to get moved out the way. You see that? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning. That follows, man. There ain't nothing you can do to change it. You see that? Ain't nothing you simpletons could do to change it, man. Isaiah 45, verse 17. It's Isaiah 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with the everlasting salvation. Yeah, Israel shall be saved. You see that? That's what's coming, man. The salvation of Israel. What does Israel need to be saved from? From its captivity, man. You see that? Yeah, Yasharallah is in captivity. Yasharallah is being oppressed. Yeah. The true biblical Israelites are being oppressed. The true biblical Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Once again, if your father or if your father is a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, you're a biblical Israelite, man. Point blank, period, man. You see that? I say, do you see that? All right? So salvation is for you, man. What the hell do these other nations need to be saved from, man? All right? The only thing that these other nations need to be saved from is them damn selves, man. You see that? Especially Esau, the so-called YT man, the cancer of the damn earth, man. This man going around polluting, killing at will, rape, rob, murder, man. That's what he knows. And yeah, he's soon to be moved up out the way, man. Soon to get, hey, the cancer is soon to get eradicated out of the body, man. You see that? That's what's coming, man. The physician is soon to reappear, man. Which is who? Which is Yahweh Shah, man. King of kings, Lord of lords, man. When he returned, man. And how is he returning, man? How is he returning? We're going to get that next. We're going to see how he's returning, man. We're going to see how he's returning and what's happening, man. All right? Yeah, restoring the kingdom, restoring the power, restoring the rightful rulers of the earth, putting us back in place, man. This is what you're about to witness, man. Once again, Isaiah 45, verse 17. But Yasharallah shall be saved in the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, with the everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded. Yeah, we shall not be ashamed, man. Nor confounded. No longer shall you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans be ashamed, all right, of who you truly are, man. No longer shall you be ashamed. See, right now, only the elect and the 1/3, we're not ashamed of who we are, man. That's why we have came back to what? That's why we have came back to our heritage, our customs, our traditions, our guides. You see that? Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Yeah, we came back. This is what we trust in. This is what we believe in. You see that? We have came back. We're no longer ashamed of who we are. But we got what? We got simple 2/3 out here. 66.6% of our nation that's stuck on stupid, that's stuck on can't get right. All right? We got y'all walking around here ashamed. Y'all think what I'm doing right now, y'all think what I'm doing is weird. Y'all think what I'm doing right now is crazy. You see that? But unto those that got the eyes to see and the ears to hear, what I'm doing right now is powerful. You see that? What I'm doing right now is the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, man. And we are out here what? Building the kingdom, spiritually. Yeah. Waking you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans up. Bringing you back into your fold, man. Making you cleave back into the house of Israel. You see that? For you were once strangers. Yeah. For you was once strangers. Strangers to what? To who you truly are. And now you got the prophets out here bringing this truth out. And those that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you wake up and you do what? You cleave, meaning you hold on, you come back to who you truly are, man. Yeah, you cleave into the house of Jacob. You come back to who you truly are. You come back to your culture. You come back to your traditions. You see that? You come back to your God. So yeah, no longer shall we be ashamed, nor confounded. Yeah, no longer are we going to be confounded. No longer shall we be lost. See that? Yeah, a lot of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, once again, not only are you ashamed, you out here lost. Lost as hell, man. Yeah, lost as hell. Don't know left from right. Don't know up from down. Yeah, lost as hell, man. A bunch of people that's born in vain, man. A bunch of people that shall know what? That shall know death by pain. Yeah, you're gonna know death by pain. You see that? Yeah, you totally confounded. Totally confounded. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So world without end. There's that same world that's going to come into place after this world is removed. For this world right now, for the end of the world, is Esau. And Jacob is that world that followeth. That world without end. Yeah, that everlasting world. That everlasting kingdom. You see? Everlasting kingdom, man. It's Isaiah 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Yeah, that's that salvation again. That's that salvation, right? Yeah, he will have what? Mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. Jacob is Israel. Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Once again, you see that? He will have mercy. He will yet choose Israel. Once again, representing salvation. What do Israel need to be saved from? From out of this captivity, from being oppressed by these other nations. You see? For Esau is the end of the world. What kingdom are we in? We're in Esau's kingdom. The extended leg of the Roman Empire, and the extended leg of the Roman Empire. But you know it's the American Empire / NATO EU. You see that? Which is what? Which is the end. You see? For Esau is the end. For Esau is the end of the world, and the beginning that followeth is what? Is Jacob. Understand that? So for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Yeah, we're gonna be saved out of our different captivities where we are being oppressed to this very point, time, and day. Who's going to be saved? Who's going to receive this? The elect and the 1/3. Or 2/3 of you shall be deleted. But the elect and the 1/3 shall be saved. You see that? So we're going to be saved, meaning you're going to be what? You're going to be taken up in what the world is called a UFO. Out of your captivities, out of your various captivities where you have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And when Yahweh Shah comes back, he's going to what? He's going to take us where? He's going to take us back into our own land, which is what? The land of Israel, where you have these phonies in the land prancing around and parading around as if they're the people. And set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Who are these strangers? Once again, these strangers are the very strangers that I was speaking of not too long ago, man. All right? The same strangers that I was speaking of not too long ago. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that have no clue, that have no idea of who you are. For you are a stranger unto who you truly are. But for those that got the eyes to see and the ears to hear and come back to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, no longer shall you be a stranger. And you shall what? And you shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Yeah, you shall come back and join unto your heritage, your culture, your tradition. You see that? And cleave onto it and hold on to it. And this is what we have done. And what is this called? Building spiritually the kingdom of Yasharala, the kingdom of heaven. That's what that is called, man. Bringing you back into the fold. Going out and what? Finding the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You see that? That's what's taking place here, man. At this very moment in time. Going to Acts chapter 1. Yeah, that's what's taking place at this very moment in time. Rebuilding the kingdom of Israel spiritually. And this is what Yahweh Shah, this is what we just reading about, right? And it said he shall bring salvation, right? This is Acts chapter 1, verse 5. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Ghost not many days hence. When they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? So what is the Lord coming to do? Coming to restore the kingdom of Israel once again. What is the world to come after this world? Well, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. You see that? For Jacob is Israel. And they asked, what? Lord, will you now restore the kingdom unto Israel? Who was ruling when Yahweh Shah was walking the earth when they asked this question? The Romans. You see that? The Romans. Who were the Romans at that time? The so-called YT man. You see that? Who is still ruling at this time? The Romans, the Roman Empire, the extended leg of the Roman Empire. What you know is America / EU, NATO, EU, however you want to slice and cut it. Who runs that? The so-called YT man. You see that? Does it make sense yet? And they asked him, will you restore the kingdom of heaven? See? So who's going to be restored? Who's going to be saved? Yeah, you guessed it right. The nation of Israel, Yasharala, restoring the kingdom unto Israel. Putting us back where we're supposed to be, man. All right, ruling the earth, man. Back on top. Job 9 and 24, right? It states what? Let's get that. Job 9 and 24, man. Who's ruling right now? Once again, we already know that we're in the Roman Empire, right? We're in the extended leg of the Roman Empire. And if you look at history, you know who rules that empire. Hell, you know who's ruling right now. If you're being truthful with yourself, you know that it's the so-called YT man, right? Job 9 and 24 states what? It states this. It's Job chapter 9. Bear with me. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked is in rulership, man. All right? Who's ruling at this time according to that statue in Daniel? Once again, we're in the Roman Empire, the extended leg of the Roman Empire, down on the feet. You see that? So who's ruling, man? The wicked. But who is that wicked? Who is that man that's in power? Who is that man having all these different meetings? NATO summits, EU meetings, Bilderberg meetings, G12